Welcome to Better Every Day, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of self-improvement, one book at a time. I'm Tom, your host, and along with my co-host Kelly, we'll be breaking down the key ideas from top self-improvement books and turning those insights into actionable steps you can apply to your life. Together, we're passionate about helping you grow and become your best self. Before we dive into today's episode, a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the show, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you more book deep dives every week. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. All right, let's get started. We hope you enjoy this episode and that it helps you become better every day.
All right, get ready, because today we're going deep, really deep into the power of your subconscious mind.
Oh, this is going to be good.
We'll be using the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, to guide our exploration.
Classic.
Yeah, and we're going to uncover the key principles and techniques.
Practical stuff, right?
Absolutely, practical techniques to help you tap into this power in your everyday life.
I love that about this book. It's so practical.
It really is.
It gives you tools you can actually use, not just theory.
Yeah, and it all starts with understanding the difference between the conscious and the subconscious minds.
Okay, so think of it like this.
Yeah.
Your conscious mind, that's like the captain of a ship.
Okay, I like that.
Making decisions, giving orders,
All right, so where does the subconscious fit in?
The subconscious, that's like the engine room.
Ah, I see.
It's working tirelessly behind the scenes, controlling all the automatic functions.
So like breathing and heartbeat.
Exactly. Emotions too, and even memories.
Wow.
But here's the thing, it's incredibly powerful. But it's also really susceptible to suggestion.
So are you saying it's kind of like programming the ship's autopilot?
Yeah, kinda.
If the captain tells it to head straight for an iceberg, well, disaster, right?
Exactly. And that's where the examples in the book really come to life,
Oh, yeah. Give us an example.
Like the story of that timid passenger on the ship who gets seasick.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Just because someone suggests they look ill.
So why does that happen, though?
It's the power of suggestion, the placebo effect, I think.
How does that work exactly?
When that passenger heard the suggestion, their subconscious mind accepted it as truth, basically. Then it started manifesting those physical symptoms.
Even though they weren't really sick?
Exactly. No real physical cause, just the power of belief.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is. It shows how our beliefs can actually influence our physical responses.
So I'm thinking, if someone had told them they were feeling great,
Oh, yeah.
would their subconscious have actually made them feel better?
Absolutely. And that's where the sailor in the story comes in.
Oh, right. The sailor who laughs off the suggestion.
Yeah, he's used to the sea, right?
Right.
So his subconscious mind, it's programmed by experience and belief. It just rejects the suggestion. No seasickness for him.
So it's not just the suggestion itself.
No.
It's how our subconscious interprets it based on our beliefs.
You got it. So it's like our thoughts, our beliefs.
Especially the deeply held ones.
Those are like instructions for the subconscious mind.
And they shape our experiences.
That's the key.
Okay, so this goes beyond just seasickness, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think about Dr. Esdaile in India.
Okay, the surgeon.
Yeah, he was performing surgeries way before sterile techniques were common.
I remember that story. Incredible.
His patients, they rarely got infections. It's remarkable.
That's unheard of for that time. How was that possible?
Well, Dr. Esdaile would hypnotize his patients
Okay.
and directly suggest to their subconscious minds
And suggest what?
that they wouldn't develop infections. And guess what? They didn't.
That's wild. So again, the power of belief influencing reality.
We call it the power of suggestion.
And this is a core principle of how the subconscious works.
One of the most important ones.
This is pretty profound,
I know, right?
If our thoughts and beliefs can impact our physical health, then we actually have way more control than we might think.
So much more.
We're not just helpless, we can shape our reality.
By shaping our thoughts, exactly.
We're not just passengers, we're the captains.
That's the takeaway here.
All right, so how does this apply to healing? I know the book talks about mental healing, right?
It does, and it emphasizes the role of belief big time.
Okay.
And something it calls scientific prayer.
Scientific prayer. What's that?
It's not about religion, really.
Okay.
It's about how the conscious and subconscious minds work together harmoniously.
So could you explain that a bit more?
Sure, it's like aligning your conscious desires, like for healing, with the power of your subconscious. So you hold that intention in your conscious mind.
And then what?
You impress it upon your subconscious, like planting a seed and nurturing it with belief.
So you believe it into reality.
Exactly.
So how does this scientific prayer work in real life? Are there examples in the book?
Oh, tons of them.
Like what?
Well, there's the Protestant minister who healed himself of lung cancer.
No way. How?
He consistently affirmed his inherent divine perfection.
So he basically reprogrammed his subconscious with the concept of perfect health.
Yes, replaced illness with the idea of perfect health.
Through affirmation.
Through affirmations, exactly.
And then there's Madame Beer, who was instantly healed of blindness at Lourdes.
Oh yeah, the book says that was the power of faith and expectancy.
It's like her belief created the conditions for healing.
That's the idea.
And then there's the man who healed himself of tuberculosis.
By affirming the health of his lungs every night.
So it seems like the common thread here is affirmations.
Yeah, consistently feeding the subconscious with the desired state.
Visualizing it, feeling it.
Embodying it.
Not just thinking it, but feeling it as truth.
It's like creating a blueprint for the subconscious to work with.
So it's about aligning our thoughts, our feelings, and our mental images with our goals.
It's creating a sense of congruency.
Yeah, between what we consciously desire and what we subconsciously believe.
Exactly. That's when the magic happens.
So this idea of harnessing the subconscious, it's not just about healing, is it?
Oh, no, not at all. The book goes way beyond that.
Okay, so what else can we use it for?
Well, things like finding a partner, achieving financial success.
Wait, even selling property?
Even selling property.
Okay, how does the subconscious help with that?
The author shares their story of selling their home.
Okay.
They visualized the for sale sign being taken down. They felt the joy of the sale happening.
So they impressed that image on their subconscious.
They did, a clear, vivid image of the outcome.
And the subconscious took care of the rest.
That's how it works.
Fascinating. So it's all about learning to communicate with our subconscious, planting those seeds and nurturing them.
That's the key.
This is incredible. I can't wait to dive into more.
We'll get into more specifics in part 2.
Stay tuned, folks. There's so much more to uncover about this incredible power we all have within us.
You won't want to miss it. One of the things I love about the power of the subconscious mind is how practical it is, you know?
Totally. It's not just theory. It gives you actual tools.
Exactly, and it's applicable to so many things.
Like what? Give me an example.
Remember those affirmations for attracting the ideal partner?
Oh, yeah. Those were interesting. Very specific.
Super specific. They weren't just vague wishes. They were detailed descriptions.
And you had to really focus on those qualities.
Yes, and feel them, believe in them.
Like really embody them.
Embody them, yeah.
So for attracting a man, what did the book say?
Oh, okay. So for a man, the book suggests affirming.
Okay, I'm ready.
I am now attracting a man into my experience who is honest, sincere, loyal, faithful, peaceful, happy, and prosperous.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is, but it covers a lot of important qualities.
It's not just about looks or superficial things.
No, it's about character, values.
And it emphasizes that these qualities should be things you genuinely admire.
Yes, it's about aligning your desires with your true values.
Not creating some fantasy.
No, it's about attracting someone who resonates with you on a deeper level.
So what's next in the affirmation?
It continues, these qualities which I admire are sinking down into my subconscious mind now.
So it's like visualizing those qualities becoming a part of you.
Yes, shaping your energy to attract someone who embodies them.
And for attracting a woman, is it similar?
Very similar. It highlights qualities like spirituality, loyalty, harmony, peace.
Again, important values.
And it frames it as a spiritual union. Divine love functioning through the personality of someone with whom I blend perfectly.
It's about a deep connection.
Whole connection.
Not just a checklist of traits.
Exactly. It's about finding someone you can grow with, evolve with.
Someone who resonates with your soul.
That's the idea.
But relationships are complicated, right?
They are.
Does the book address that complexity?
It does. It even talks about the urge to change our partners.
Oh, I think we've all been there.
Right. And the book says, he does not want to make me over, neither do I want to make him over.
So it's about acceptance.
Acceptance, respect, there is mutual love, freedom, and respect.
It's refreshing to hear that, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages about self-improvement.
It's like just accept your partner for who they are.
And appreciate them.
Appreciate them.
Yeah, this ties into the book's overall message of self-love, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's about recognizing your own worthiness and attracting someone who reflects that back to you.
But relationships aren't always easy.
No, they're not.
And the book talks about those negative patterns that can sabotage them, right?
It does, like the woman who kept attracting submissive men.
Oh, yeah, I remember that story.
It was like she was unconsciously recreating the same dynamic over and over again.
Stuck in a cycle.
So how do you break free from that?
Yeah. What does the book suggest?
Becoming aware of the pattern
Okay.
and consciously choosing something different.
So what did she do?
She started using a new affirmation.
Okay. What was it?
I am building into my mentality the type of man I deeply desire. The man I attract for a husband is strong, powerful, loving, very masculine, successful, honest, loyal, and faithful. He finds love and happiness with me. I love to follow where he leads.
Wow, she's really replacing that old image.
With a new one, a strong, equal partner.
Someone she respects and admires.
It's about shifting her internal dynamic.
Recognizing her own strength.
Allowing her partner to express his.
It's about balance.
Finding that sweet spot where both people feel empowered and respected.
And what about divorce? Does the book talk about that?
It does. It acknowledges that sometimes things just don't work out.
Even with the best intentions?
Even with the best intentions.
So what guidance does it offer for those situations?
It emphasizes seeking expert advice, not just relying on friends and family.
Because they might not be objective.
Exactly. Sometimes you need a neutral perspective.
And it cautions against trying to change your partner.
It calls those attempts foolish.
Because they can damage self-esteem, create resentment.
It's about respecting each other's individuality.
Allowing each other to grow, even if those paths diverge.
It's hard, but sometimes it's necessary.
And the book makes an interesting point about how divorce often begins in the mind.
Yes, it's not just a sudden event.
It's a gradual process.
That unfolds internally.
It gives the example of a couple consumed by resentment, fear, suspicion, anger.
All those negative emotions created an atmosphere of separation.
And ultimately the wife left, sought a divorce.
It was like they were subconsciously attracting what they feared most.
Their thoughts and feelings became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a powerful reminder that our thoughts create our reality.
And this applies to all areas of life, not just relationships.
The book talks about using the subconscious for financial success, healing, overcoming bad habits.
It's about recognizing the power we have to create the lives we want, so we can choose happiness.
It argues that happiness is a choice, a state of mind we can cultivate.
So how do we do that, choose happiness?
It suggests starting each day with positive affirmations, focusing on gratitude, dwelling on uplifting thoughts.
Like that Irish farmer who was always happy?
He blessed his family, his crops, his cattle.
Expressing gratitude for all his blessings.
He was programming his subconscious for happiness.
Simple yet powerful.
And yet, the book acknowledges that some people resist happiness.
Resist happiness? Why would anyone do that?
It can be a matter of familiarity. Some people are so used to being unhappy
that it becomes their comfort zone.
They don't know how to be happy.
That's sad, holding on to unhappiness because it's familiar.
It is. The book gives an example of a woman who clung to her rheumatism.
Because it got her attention.
From her family, her neighbors.
So she was subconsciously sabotaging herself.
Exactly. So how do we break free from these patterns?
Yeah, how do we change those subconscious programs?
It starts with awareness, recognizing the patterns.
And then choosing to change them.
And that's where the power of the subconscious comes in.
By understanding how our minds work.
We can start consciously creating lives filled with happiness, success, fulfillment.
That's empowering.
It's about recognizing that we're not just victims of circumstance. We're active participants in shaping our reality.
The book also talks about harmonious human relations.
It does. It highlights how our thoughts and feelings about others can impact our interactions.
Like the man whose ulcers were caused by his anger at newspaper columnists.
He was letting their opinions control his emotions.
And his physical well-being.
His subconscious was manifesting that stress as a physical ailment.
And then there's the woman who claimed to hate women but love men.
But her behavior towards women in the office was harsh, domineering.
Like her subconscious belief was creating a hostile environment.
It's a reminder that our beliefs shape our reality.
So what's the advice for improving our relationships? Forgiving those who have hurt us.
Recognizing that their actions often stem from their own inner turmoil.
Responding with love and compassion instead of anger.
It's about breaking free from negativity.
Choosing a more constructive path. But what about difficult people? How do we deal with them?
The book talks about becoming emotionally mature.
Taking responsibility for our own reactions.
Not letting others dictate our emotional state.
We always have a choice in how we respond,
It reminds us that everyone is on their own journey.
even those who seem difficult.
They're often acting out of their own pain, their insecurities,
It's a call for empathy.
trying to understand their perspective.
See the world through their eyes.
And it gives practical tips for dealing with them.
Like what?
Setting boundaries, communicating assertively, not getting drawn into their drama,
Protecting your energy.
while still interacting consciously.
It also talks about the power of prayer in healing relationships,
Not necessarily in a religious context.
but sending positive thoughts and energy. So it's about recognizing our interconnectedness.
How our thoughts and feelings can have a ripple effect.
That's a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
But how do we ensure our actions align with our intentions?
The book emphasizes being congruent in our interactions.
Walk our talk.
Aligning actions with words,
Not just saying nice things.
but genuinely feeling them.
Authenticity is key,
Showing up with kindness and respect,
and respecting individuality.
especially in close relationships.
It cautions against trying to mold our partners into our ideal image.
Never try to make your wife or husband over. These attempts are always foolish and tend to destroy the pride and self-esteem of the other. Moreover, it arouses a spirit of resentment that proves fatal to the marriage bond. Cease trying to make the other a second edition of yourself.
It's a reminder to appreciate the unique essence of those we love. And this principle applies to all relationships, doesn't it?
All of them. Romantic, family, friends, colleagues.
Creating space for everyone to be themselves.
Fostering an environment of acceptance and respect.
Okay, so before we move on, there's one more area I want to touch on.
What's that?
Aging,
Yes, aging.
something many people fear.
But the book offers a different perspective.
Okay, what is it?
It presents aging as a time of continued growth, wisdom, contribution.
So not decline.
No, it says, you are as young as you think you are.
That's a powerful statement. Does it back that up with examples?
Oh, yeah, it talks about Socrates learning musical instruments at 80.
Oh, wait.
Michelangelo still painting masterpieces at 80.
Incredible.
Goethe finishing Faust at 80.
These people refuse to let age define their limitations,
They stayed engaged mentally and creatively.
proving that age is not a barrier to pursuing passions.
The book encourages us to embrace aging as a journey of continued learning and growth,
Exploring new interests, sharing our wisdom.
challenging ourselves to stay sharp.
It's about shifting from limitation to possibility.
And it debunks the myth that productivity declines with age.
It says many people continue working, contributing well into their 70s, 80s, even 90s.
That's encouraging.
It challenges the narrative that older adults are sidelined.
It's about reclaiming the power and potential of every stage of life.
Aging is not a decline, it's an evolution.
And it's a process we can embrace with vitality, purpose, adventure.
This has been a fascinating exploration of the subconscious mind.
We've covered so much ground.
From attracting a partner to overcoming negative patterns, cultivating happiness, nurturing relationships, embracing aging.
And we've only scratched the surface of what this book has to offer.
In part 3, we'll go even deeper.
We'll explore forgiveness, fear, anxiety,
And the hidden potential within our dreams. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into the power of the subconscious mind.
We're in the final stretch now.
We are. We've been exploring how to harness this incredible power.
To shape our lives, yeah.
And in this last part, we're going to uncover some of the more, I guess you could say, transformative aspects of working with the subconscious.
There's some really powerful stuff in this last section.
There is to tackle some big topics.
Like forgiveness, fear.
Even the power of dreams.
It's all in there.
So let's start with forgiveness.
Okay, good place to start.
It's something so many people struggle with.
It's tough, yeah.
But the book really emphasizes its importance, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It even uses this powerful analogy about holding on to resentment.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
It says it's like drinking poison
Drinking poison.
and expecting the other person to die.
Wow, that's a really strong image.
It is. It shows how those negative emotions,
They hurt us more than anyone else.
it's self-inflicted suffering, basically.
We're holding on to that pain, that anger.
And the book takes it a step further. It says we often punish ourselves for past mistakes.
By holding on to guilt, shame,
It's like we're stuck in the past.
we can't let go.
There's that example of the man who was working himself to exhaustion.
Oh, yeah, the one who felt guilty about how he treated his brother.
Yeah, he was driven by guilt,
It was like he was trying to atone for his actions.
unconsciously.
And his subconscious, it wasn't manifesting success.
No, it was manifesting self-sabotage.
Like whatever we feed the subconscious, that's what it works with.
whether it's positive or negative.
So how do we move towards forgiveness?
That's the big question.
Where do we even begin?
It starts with understanding
Understanding what?
that we all make mistakes, you know?
We're all human.
We're all on our own journey.
And holding on to anger, resentment, it just keeps us trapped.
In the past, yeah.
It's like we're clinging to that old story.
The blame, the hurt.
We need to let go of that story.
And write a new one.
So how do we do that?
The book suggests mentally blessing those who have hurt us.
Sending them thoughts of peace.
Harmony, understanding.
That's a beautiful practice.
It is. It's about shifting from blame to compassion.
Recognizing our shared humanity.
And it's important to remember, this isn't about condoning their actions.
Right. It's about freeing ourselves
from the burden of those negative emotions.
Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves.
It is. It's for our own well-being.
And the book also talks about forgiving ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial too.
Acknowledging that we did the best we could.
With the knowledge we had at the time.
We can't change the past.
But we can learn from it.
And move forward.
It's about releasing self-judgment.
Embracing self-compassion.
We all deserve our own forgiveness.
There's this beautiful point the book makes about forgiveness being aligned with life itself.
Oh, yeah, I love that part.
It's a new perspective for me.
It describes how life constantly forgives us.
When we get injured, life sends healing energy.
When we eat something bad, life helps us expel it.
It's an ongoing process of renewal.
Restoration.
Always a chance to start fresh.
Life is inherently benevolent.
And forgiveness is woven into our existence.
It's part of the natural flow.
So forgiveness is less about condoning actions.
And more about aligning ourselves with that flow.
Releasing resistance.
Allowing ourselves to experience peace.
Harmony.
That's it.
Okay, so moving on. Another big emotion the book tackles. Fear.
Fear. Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It says fear often stems from false beliefs.
Imagine scenarios.
The boogeyman behind the door.
Most of what we fear never actually happens.
It's self-created suffering.
So much wasted energy.
So what are the antidotes to fear? What does the book suggest?
Well, one is confronting our fears directly.
Looking them in the face?
There's that example of the salesman who was terrified of making calls.
Oh yeah, his manager told him to stop being afraid of the boogeyman.
And realized there was no boogeyman.
It's about recognizing that fear is often an illusion.
A projection of our anxieties.
And when we face
it loses its power.
We step outside our comfort zone.
And realize we're stronger than we thought.
So what else? What other antidotes?
The book also suggests replacing fearful thoughts with positive affirmations.
So instead of, I'm afraid of failing,
we say, I am confident and capable.
Retraining the subconscious.
To focus on what we want, not what we fear.
Feeding it empowering messages.
Exactly.
And finally, it talks about trusting in a higher power.
Whether we call it God, the universe, or our own subconscious.
Recognizing we're not alone.
Cultivating faith and surrender.
Knowing we're guided and supported. Okay, before we wrap up, we have to talk about dreams.
Dreams, yes. Fascinating stuff.
The book seems to view sleep and dreams as a portal to the subconscious.
A direct line, almost.
It presents sleep as a time for connecting with our deeper wisdom.
And it's full of stories, like the author avoiding disaster by listening to a dream.
Oh yeah, the Pearl Harbor warning.
His subconscious knew what his conscious mind didn't.
It makes you wonder how much we're missing out on.
By not paying attention.
There's also the engineer who solved a problem through a dream.
His subconscious worked it out while he slept.
And Dr. Banting, discovering insulin in a dream.
Robert Louis Stevenson, getting story ideas from dreams.
These stories are incredible.
They show the power of the subconscious working behind the scenes.
So what's the takeaway? What should we do?
Pay attention to your dreams.
Okay.
Use pre-sleep affirmations to seek guidance.
And trust our intuition.
That gut feeling, it's often a message from the subconscious.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the power of the subconscious mind,
it's been quite a journey.
I think the biggest takeaway is this. We have more control than we realize.
Way more.
By understanding the subconscious.
And actively partnering with it.
We can create incredible lives.
Lives filled with health, happiness, success, fulfillment.
And we're not just passengers.
We're the captains.
That's empowering.
Knowing we're not victims of circumstance.
But creators of our reality.
We have the power to shape our experiences.
Heal our wounds, manifest our desires.
Live with purpose and meaning.
And it all starts with understanding the subconscious mind.
It's the key to unlocking our full potential.
So to our listener, keep exploring. Keep experimenting.
Keep trusting in that incredible power within you.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Better Every Day. We hope you found some actionable insights to help you on your self-improvement journey. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on future deep dives. And if you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, small steps every day lead to big changes. See you next time.